So, India in Pixels made a video in which he said that, well, we should go back to glorifying Indra and being and desiring that we can have a great civilization and being desirous of that we can be great. Well, that necessarily does not come from Indra, and it shows a very big misunderstanding about the darshans and dharma, the whole dharma essentially, on his part. Well, what's the fault here? He says that everything is Maya. This thought kind of contains us, keeps us contained. Well, that's not true. If you look at the darshans, if he had read the darshans, he would know that in Vedantic darshans, Karma Yoga is very important. And what does Karma Yoga say? That you basically do the right kind of karma, which is you follow the dharma, do the dharmic karma. What is dharma? You can say that dharma is basically the karma which should be done. That is dharma. So the cosmic order, you can say, that's dharma. So, and from where do we know what's dharma? From the holy scriptures, like, right? Anyway, you are supposed to do dharmic karma, but not have this feeling of I did it, the feeling of I. You, because once you have the feeling of I, you will expect something in return, but that goes against the very popular slok of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that do not expect the fruit, right? You have control only over your actions, not the fruit. So we have to, well, take account of two things. We shouldn't be doing no karma, which is we shouldn't be like doing nothing. We should be doing karma, dharmic karma, but not expecting anything in return for doing that karma. What it essentially says is be selfless. What the Sikh gurus, for example, told us was like they sacrifice their lives at times for us, right? There have been so many sons who have sacrificed their lives for us, so many martyrs, all the soldiers who sacrifice their lives for us. What's that? It's being selfless, right? So when you are practicing karma yoga, you are basically being selfless. You do not have the feeling that I did it. You are like not I. This body is an instrument of God. It is a nimitta of God, and God through me, or God through this body, is doing whatever He is doing. You do not want things for yourself then, because you see yourself as temporary, and you start seeing God in everyone else, because again, monoism, Advait, right? Non-dualism. Everyone else is God. So if anyone is sad, any dharmic person is sad, any good guy is sad, or even any average guy is sad, then you should be sad too. I'm not talking about the criminals here. I'm just talking about an everyday Rohan or anything, right? Uh, Nobody should be sad. No average guy should be sad, and it's our duty to keep everyone happy. You become selfless. You are like, if I am opening a company, I am doing it for the betterment of the people who would be working in it, and of the betterment of the people who would be buying my products. That's the thought process behind it, not that I'll well gain wealth for myself and then what would you do, like buy expensive stuff, or like hoard for your next 10 generations. You have no right to hoard for the next 10 generations, when in the radius uh, of 10 kilometers within you there would be people who are sleeping hungry, and you, instead of feeding them, you are like, I'll save for the next 10 generations. That's not right. So there is Narad Muni's Updesh to Yudhishthirji, where he says that anyone who basically hoards more than he needs, or like has more wealth than he needs to, will take care of himself, his family, his house, healthcare emergency, and to care for the guests, to care for the rishis, brahmans, to care for cows, to care for to give money in yajnas, and if he has more than this, then he should donate it. Otherwise, he would be considered a thief, and the punishment should be that heavy rocks, should be well. They should be uh, given to him, and like he should be well drowned with those heavy rocks, a garland of heavy rocks on his neck. So that was the punishment. But yeah, the hoarding has never been seen as a good thing. You need not to be like, when you are saying that my civilization should be the great, there is there is no Vasudev Kutumbakam then, right? You are not seeing the whole world as your family then. You are saying my civilization should be great, so for that, if I need to completely destroy another civilization, even that's okay. That's being like Indra, because Indra is not shown as a very philosophical guy in the Vedas, also, as far as I know. Because like there have been instances where he drank too much of soma, and then he had to be healed by the holy Saraswati river. So yeah, he is the king of gods, or call them demigods, because the hidden gods of the Vedas are, for us Vaishnavas, he is Vishnu, and he changes the Parabrahm changes his form according to the collective consciousness of the Shaivites to Shaiva, and Shakti to Shakti for the Shaktas. Now, how that all works, I have made a video on that too, so you can go check it out. I'll link that in the description. But the whole confusion which he is in, and what he's making other people believe too, it's coming from this liberal school of thought, which makes you read only the English stuff on our religion, basically. That's why he believes in Aryan migration theory too. And like I have shown proofs against Aryan migration theory in one of my videos too. I'll link that up too in the description. But yeah, there's a lot of problems with his sources of knowledge. But anyway, if you are following the darshans correctly, you will be a selfless guy who would be working for the betterment of society. You wouldn't be selfish. There was an Updesh of Vidarji too, where he goes on to say that, well, for your family, you should leave the individual. You should leave your family for the betterment of the village. For the betterment of the district, you should leave the village. For the betterment of the country, Bharat, you should leave the district. And for the betterment of the Bhumi, as in the whole world, you should leave even Bharat. And for the betterment of Dharma, for the stability of Dharma, for maintaining Dharma, you should leave Bhumi too. You should leave the world too. As in, your first priority should be Dharma. Again, which is the dharmic? Dharma is right karma. And if you are doing the right karma, if you are following Dharma, then you will be selflessly doing betterment of the world. And of the world, that means of your country, of your district, of your village, of your family, and of any beloved individual too. So yeah, that's working selflessly, and that's what our texts teach us. If you go on to Sri Ramanuj Bhashya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you find ideas like what a man shall do with his monthly income. Well, he should take out the basic necessities, as far as I understood it. You should take out your basic necessities and your and the money you need for a health emergency, and donate everything else, whatever you have earned. Put it in yajnas or donate it to the needy or the cows, right? Because if you have more than you need, then that causes that's kind of stealing from the gods. That's not nice, right? The concept of even generational wealth, even I'd say that's not very right too, because then only a few families have wealth with them, and well, yeah, there's a lot of inequality in the world because of that. So I'm not a communist anyway. Yeah, I believe in capitalism, but some kind of, well, some hand of the government should be on how much someone can earn. There should be some ceiling. Then he might be getting like benefits and all. I have described what should be done in the Nepal video. You can check that out if you want to know how the system shall work broadly. But anyway, yeah, it's not like this philosophy or these darshans keep us contained in any way. It's just that they are the reason we did not perish like the Greek society or the Nordic society. Even if you see in at their peak, the Greek society had Stoicism, which had non-dualism, right? It had Advaita in it. So yeah, that's my point basically. Indra worship, Indra glorification. I mean, Lord Krishna broke his ego, right? He was an egoistic deity, and he is an egoistic deity. And Indra in the Vedas is a position which can be given to, well, different people at different times. There have been many Indras. So that's that. Uh, and I have one more question. How do you look at these texts as great literary works showing generational wisdom? If you are looking at like that too, you should know that the darshans or the philosophies and everything is Maya, and the reasoning behind it is of way high caliber thinking than that of qualities associated with Indra, because they were in the Nordic and Greek society too. In every polytheistic society, these qualities some god had. So what's the difference between our society and those societies then? So yeah, that's where I'd like to conclude this one. Yeah, thank you. Jai Shri Lakshmi Narsingh Dev.